Hey guys, welcome back to another analysis style video, and one that I am pretty late to. Basically what's been happening recently is I've been gone on numerous trips, and during my most recent trip was the announcement of a couple new coasters and a coaster removal. As many of you already know, if I upload any voiceover videos during trips, it's more than likely because they were pre-made. So me personally, I just did not have the time to make videos talking about these park announcements, but since I'm back home in California, I think I'm good to go. Today we're going to be taking a look at Defiance, the new for 2022 Gerstlauer Eurofighter coaster coming to Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park. Situated in Glenwood Springs, Colorado, this mountaintop theme park is best known for its stunning views and terrifying attractions. In addition to this, they offer a beautiful cave tour and 3 total roller coasters, but the latter will be bumped up next year with the addition of their 4th and most extreme coaster ever. Defiance is said to be elevated 7,132 feet above sea level, making it the second most highly elevated roller coaster in the United States. This height is second only to Cliffhanger in the same park, which is elevated 28 feet higher due to its positioning in the park. But nonetheless, the views that you get on this roller coaster might be the most impressive thing about it. It is also technically the highest elevated looping coaster in the US, which I guess is pretty impressive. It's also said that this coaster will take the record for the steepest free fall drop on a coaster, which basically means a super steep drop that doesn't break you before you decline. When you think of the current steepest roller coasters in the world, rides that come to mind may include Takabisha, Cannibal, TMNT Shellraiser, and yeah, all those rides have some sort of braking at the top before the drop. But is this a true record? I don't know, it sounds a bit cheap to me. But I don't really think this coaster needs to be seen as a legitimate record breaker because its location by itself will make it so amazing and memorable. Whether or not this is a legitimate record though, this drop is going to be seriously kick-ass. We'll talk more about the drop and the angle of descent later when we discuss the layout in a second. Some other tidbits of information: these trains will feature Gerstlauer's more recent vehicles, featuring just lap bars and no over-the-shoulder restraint, which is awesome. I do have to say that was something I was really excited to hear about because that sort of freedom when you're that high in the air is going to be something worthwhile. Last key thing I want to bring up is how difficult this ride is going to be to construct. I seriously can't imagine how challenging and expensive it must be to get the heavy machinery, the huge track, and the support pieces, and etc. up to the top of the mountain. Also, think about how they're going to get the footings in there and drill up some sections in the ground. That is beyond me. While we're on the topic of construction, I know a lot of people are upset that they didn't utilize the terrain more so than they already did. Glenwood Caverns themselves actually took a look at what would happen if the coaster could actually go off the ledge of the mountain, and they said that it just wasn't financially feasible and may not have even been possible, which I understand. Anyways, let's get into the crazy short but also crazy sweet layout. You start by taking a right-hand turn out of the station and up into a vertical lift hill, which is always a great way to start things off. Then when you hit the top, you'll have just a couple seconds to take in the breathtaking view before you plummet down a 102.3 degree beyond vertical drop. As I mentioned earlier, this is being marketed as the steepest freefall drop, beating out Monster at Adventureland's record of 101 degrees. It's also important to note that the descent will be taken from 75 feet in the air, but because of the terrain this ride is built around, the drop will span 110 feet tall total. Following this, you'll have one of 3 main course elements, with the first being a top out that sort of rolls under itself at the last second. This technically won't invert riders, but I do suspect that it'll feel at least similar to an inversion. But just after this element, you head into your first real inversion, which is a banana roll. Now, in my opinion, they could have not chose a better element to turn riders back in the direction they came from, because banana rolls are freaking awesome. I got to experience the rare element quite recently on TMNT Shellraiser at Nickelodeon Universe, which is another fellow Gerstlauer coaster, and I thought it was a blast. So I'm definitely glad that Defiance has one of these placed into its compact layout. Lastly, you're going to hurl up into a 40-foot high inline twist that will spiral riders into the brake run. So clearly this is a very short roller coaster, but I think the reason I'm not super bothered by it is because the layouts they chose to incorporate look fantastic. Also, as short as this is, let's remember that the park it's located at and be grateful for any new roller coaster coming to a mountaintop theme park. But with that being said, that's all the real information we have currently about Defiance coming to Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park in 2022. I know for sure that I will be coming down here next year to check it out, and along with checking out the park for my first ever visit, I highly look forward to the views and the layout that come with Defiance. Definitely let me know what you guys think of this new addition and if you'll be heading to the park for this new coaster soon. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye everyone.